guess the point that I'm trying to get across is if LeBron James announces his retirement at the end of the year after 23 years, I'm still going to be shocked because now I'm living in a world where LeBron James is not in the NBA. I'll put this in perspective because I know the general age of the two of you. Neither of you have ever done a professional broadcast in your life without Mike Tomlin as the coach of the Steelers.
I have not.
Fair.
No, I know that. I know how old you are. What I'm saying to you is factually, you have never been paid to broadcast at any point in your life without Mike Tomlin as the coach of the Steelers. That's the part that's shocking, is how much of our professional sports lives, fan lives, media lives in this case, where like this guy was a part of the conversation. He won a Super Bowl at 36 years old. Basically, both. Not your ages, but basically think about it, your ages. That's it, I'm done. I hit the peak. I've done everything you potentially could do in life. And then, boy, I'm making myself really old because I'm so much older than you guys. But the point is, then you're done.
Yeah.
Then you're done. I'm like, you cannot get better than that man got. He has been the head coach since 2007. That's the part, Court, that is shocking to me. Not that we didn't see this coming, not that this wasn't the right time, not that maybe because the fans and the media kind of pushing it, is that in your professional lives, you have never done anything for money in this business where Mike Tomlin hasn't been the coach of the Steelers.
I get that part, but I guess we've seen some pretty big retirements over the years that this is not as jarring to me as it would be maybe a Steelers fan who all they've known throughout their entire adult life, if they're my age, is having Mike Tomlin more or less as their coach. They probably remember the Bill Cowher years. They certainly do not remember Chuck Noll. I don't think you remember Chuck Noll much, Evan, either, because that was a long time ago.
A little bit.
But, like, you know, I can't look at this and think this wasn't going to happen, which is why I'm not as shocked. Like, is it jarring that he will not be on a sideline next year and that we're going to see somebody else wearing black and yellow and maybe the sunglasses and the headset? Sure. But in totality of how this season played out, in totality of the rumor mill and all the smoke about is it time? Is it time last year? Are they going to make the playoffs? Are they not going to make the playoffs? What happens if they don't? What happens if they do? What happens if they lose in the wild card round? All of that was greasing the wheels that something was going to happen in the very coming days. I guess I'm more surprised. The only thing I was surprised about was that it happened when it did, like so immediately yesterday, which I think was the right play ultimately. And the biggest shock to me in all of this, I can't remember there was a time there were 9 head coach openings in an NFL head coaching cycle. Usually there's like 6, maybe 7, but 9? That's, almost a third of the league, guys.
Yeah, it's nuts. This whole cycle has been absolutely nuts. And maybe we should have been on Team Courtney, Ev. Well, we're always on Team Courtney, but for her thinking here with Tomlin, because we just saw John Harbaugh get fired.
Yes.
We just saw John Harbaugh get fired. So why should we be surprised when Mike Tomlin adds another year to that 9-year postseason victory drought and he walks away? Maybe we shouldn't have been surprised. And we had heard rumblings about this early in the season that maybe he would want to walk away. Maybe he would want to try media for a while and then come back a la Sean Payton. Bill Belichick didn't come back, but we saw how favorable Bill Belichick was in the media. We want to have coaches like that and get their point of view, their perspective. But maybe we shouldn't have been surprised. I know it's a new world for us. We haven't lived in an NFL without Harbaugh and without Tomlin for a long time. Yes, it's been a long, long time. But it's also been a long, long time since he's won a postseason game, and that is a fan base, a city, and an organization that demands different.
And I guess one other thing. So, there were Fire Tomlin chants. I didn't hear them on the broadcast, but I know that writers that were there, people who were covering the game, heard it. Game was 30-6. Of course, fans are going to be upset about that. I remember covering a game there, being on sideline for ESPN Radio, Bills Steelers, November 30th, where the Fire Tomlin chants went all around Acrisure Stadium. And not that, that was, the signal, okay, they lose to the Bills, this is it for him. We had been talking about this all year long. I guess, as someone who covers the league daily, this felt more like a reality as each week passed. That's all I'm trying to say, that I'm not, stunned, oh my God, I woke up and, I see Mike Tomlin's gone. Yes, it's jarring, but it was never not expected that this was going to be the outcome, whether it was firing him, whether it was him stepping away, whether it was a mutual parting of ways, whatever the semantics were. We all anticipated that there would have to be a change after the season, and there ultimately was.
Okay, so why is he not the head coach of the Steelers?
Because he's done, Evan, because I think that it's run its course. things in life run their course, and I don't think you want to sign up for a rebuild next year. Aaron Rodgers is not under contract. He has 2 more years left on his deal. They're picking 21st overall for a quarterback, unless you want to trade for Mac Jones, Kyler Murray, or go sign up for Malik Willis, which, by the way, would be fine. I'm just saying these are not like the sexiest of options. Do you really want to, knowing that like this is probably your last contract in Pittsburgh, do you want to go out on that note? I don't think he wanted to sign up for that. I don't think that, not at 53 years old, that he couldn't undertake a rebuild. I think he's done all he can do, and sometimes it's just time to say goodbye.